Hey, Jim Bergman with MeasureQuick, doing a little video this morning on behalf of AccuTools and wanted to talk about a little subject called decay testing. And decay testing is something that we should be doing on every single system, but often it's just not done or it's overlooked, and it's a really important part of the process when it comes down to equipment longevity and also eliminating a lot of maintenance issues. What we're talking about is when we pull a vacuum down and we hit a target, let's say we hit 500 microns, it's isolating that vacuum off and then seeing how much it decays. And decay can happen for a couple of reasons. It can happen because we have a leak in the system, and every system leaks. It's leak rate we're concerned with. Or it can happen because we have moisture in the system, and those can be bonds of adhesion, water sticking to the copper, or cohesion, water sticking to water. But either way, that water the bonds are breaking, it's building up a vapor pressure, and we can see that in the system. Or it can have both, where we have a leakage rate and a vapor pressure building up, which is typically what we have. The combination of both those needs to be below 1 micron per minute of rise once we've hit our decay. So I'm going to walk you through how we do a decay test and how we set it up in MeasureQuick, and talk a little bit about the settings in the gauge, and then show you an actual project. So I'm going to use the MQ Assist here, and MQ Assist pops up when you first start, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Testing, and then we're going to set up the test. And you'll notice that there's a gear next to that setup test. That's the same gear that's in the upper right-hand corner. So I hit Setup Test. This is a comfort cooling service, and I'm just using 500 and 1,000 microns for the speed of the video. Normally, we recommend that you use 100 micron vacuum with a 200 micron maximum decay. And that puts you in a dew point temperature that's in a negative 50s, I believe, which is excellent for any kind of a heat pump system, air conditioning system, because it's going to be dry enough that we're going to get enough that moisture out of there that it's going to have really good longevity, and we know it's really tight. So nominal tonnage here, we're just going to put in, it's a 5-ton system. It's got a piston type metering device. My decay targets are already set at 500 and 1,000. You'll notice down below there I have a time below target, and then I have a time below decay. Time below target simply means that once I hit 500 microns, let's say, that I'm going to give it an additional minute to pull below that 500 micron target for additional dehydration time. That could be set at 0, that could be set at 10 minutes. We normally recommend that you give it a little bit of extra time to dehydrate, because we don't want that vapor pressure buildup to be excessive. And then time below decay target means once we've isolated the system, how much time are we going to give it to say, okay, it's got to stay below, let's say, 1,000 microns. If our target was 500, it's got to stay below 1,000 microns over a 30-minute period, or an hour period, or a 24-hour period. And gauges like this Pro Gauge here, those will automatically determine that without having to go through that entire time period. It just uses a rise overrun algorithm to do that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to hit the stop recording for a minute, because you can see I have a line across the top, and I'm going to restart my recording. I'm going to put my cap on my system. This has been wide open to atmosphere, so it's got some moisture inside of it, and we'll close that down. I have my gauges connected, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my pump here, and we'll start to see things happening. So give that just a second here to quiet down, because we're doing some pretty major degassing at the second. And you're going to notice that the system gauge is going to respond even though it's not as close to the pump first. And that's because the Pro Gauge pulls down from 760,000 microns. So that's going to be the first one to respond. Then once we hit the 20,000 micron range, the pump gauge or the micro is just going to slam straight down. Should happen right about now. It's going to slam straight down, and then you'll see that the pump side is actually lower than it is at the inlet to the core tool. Now, you got to remember the pressure in a system, it's highest right here. This is the farthest point in the system. This would be the liquid line connection. I have it connected to the core tool just so we can make this video a little bit faster here, but this is where the pressure is the highest. So when I isolate this off or close this core tool off, what's going to happen is pressure's still pushing from this side into that system, and that's going to be our decay in here. So you can see right now the gauge is already below 500 microns. The pump's coming down pretty quickly. We're going to hit that 500 micron target, and we're at 1 minute and 30 seconds in here or so. And as soon as we cross that target, what we're going to see is it's going to switch to time below target on here. So right about now, and we're in our final finishing vacuum. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you the time below target I had set at a minute, and we're at like 50 seconds below the target here. So it's gonna run for that 1 minute, and all it's doing is, again, providing additional time to dehydrate the tubing in the system and make sure that we don't have a leak. And right now, let me make sure I don't have a leak, because I have a mechanical leak put in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, just so we don't catch that in the video. And so now my system's, I made sure it's tight. I don't think that was pushed in at all, or it wouldn't have come down this fast. So we got 24 seconds to go, and the next thing is gonna happen, it's gonna tell us to isolate the systems. All right, so we got 4 seconds to go here, and you'll see that the graph is automatically rescaling, and it's telling us now we can isolate the system. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna very slowly close this core tool off, and I'm gonna just go ahead and hit continue here so it gets the graph out of the way. You'll see a small rise, that's trapped gases in the core tool. And then we're gonna go ahead and get it completely isolated. And now you're starting to see what we call as the decay. So the blue line's the one that we need to be paying attention to. And that blue line, as it's coming up, you'll see is curving off. And this is a linear graph, even though it's in the auto mode. I'm gonna just take it to linear so we can see it. We'll go to 4 times linear mode. That just zooms in. That linear mode is done so we can tell the difference between a leak and we can tell the difference between decay. This is just natural decay right here. We're 37 seconds into our decay test, and our decay rate is 60 microns per minute and dropping. So what that means, that line came up, rose very quickly. We're building up a vapor pressure. Eventually that vapor pressure is gonna hit its saturation temperature and it's gonna stop or slow way down. And that is what we want to see at under 1 micron per minute. The lower gauge here is just showing you that, hey, we isolated the core tool off. Let's see what the lower gauge is at. It's at 26 microns between the tubing and the hose. And we're up here, we're at 355 microns. If you touch anywhere in this white area, just tap it, those will go away if you want to get rid of those on this screen. But now our decay rate's down to 24 microns per minute. And we're starting, again, we're still, we slept up a little bit there. We'll see if it drops back down. All right, still, there we go, back down to 20 microns a minute, and it's starting to stabilize, okay? So the gauge has a lot of precision, a lot of accuracy that's allowing us to see what's going on in that vacuum and to see what our ultimate level of moisture is. So now, in a few seconds here, because it takes, let's see how long we've been in decay here. We've been in decay for 1 minute and 50 seconds here. Any second now, that even though we have a 30-minute decay time, in other words, in 30 minutes I don't want to go above 1,000, the BluVac gauge is going to pass. So right there we go, we got to finish and save. So now we can make sure that our system is at a moisture level. Let's just see what that is. I'm just going to hit finish and save here, and we'll just dismiss for a second here. But right now our saturation temp is negative 21 degrees, right? And this means that we're not going to get any of this moisture in the system, would not condense till we fall below 24 degrees. This is great for air conditioning and things like that. We're never going to see temperatures that low. But if we're talking about a cold climate heat pump, where we could be somewhere where it could be running at, let's say, negative 20 outside, the coil's got to be 20 degrees colder than that, or negative 40. So we'd have to have the dew point even lower than that negative 21. And that's why this decay test is so important. Now that we've got the decay test passed, I want to show you one more thing here, and that is what happens when we have a leak in the system. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've got a cap from a refrigerant drug, and these have a little tiny depressor in the middle of them, so you never want to use one of these to seal the system off. And I'm going up here on the top, I have a service port here. I'm just going to go down, and I'm just going to take this down to where it just kisses the Schrader valve and starts to open it. And we'll start to see it on the graph, and it's going to go up very quickly as soon as we introduce any type of leak into the system. There it goes right there. I'm just going to, I barely touched it, but you can see that it's going straight up, right? When we have a straight up line like this, is indication of a leak. And the reason it's not straight, like straight up, because it's a leak over time. So over time, it's going to push it at a little bit of an angle here. But you can see it's going up, it's curling off a little bit. This is a combination of vapor pressure buildup and a leak. But it's very easy to identify that we have a leak on that system by this line right here, right? Because it's, again, almost straight up right there. If I go to the logarithmic mode here, you can see it's a little bit harder to tell, because on a logarithmic graph, we're taking that million points of information and we're squishing it down. So when you squish it down, think of that line going straight, and all of a sudden you got to curve it off because you're squishing it. It becomes a little bit harder to see that. So that's why we have the linear setup in the BluVac gauge, so you can zoom in up to 4 times and get an idea of what's going on there. Now, this is really a good visual of a leak here. I want to show you. I'm going to open this core tool back up, and we're going to pull this down again, and you can see it's dropping very quickly. And if I were to hit my 500 micron target, because I'm going to go below 500 microns right here. So right now I'm at, let's say, well, let's scroll over here. We're at 300 microns. If I were to hit 300 microns and not do a decay test, I might think, heck, everything's perfect. Let me go back to linear 2 times, right? I can see that I hit my target. I'm way below 500 microns. And so I'll slowly isolate this off again here. And as I slowly isolate this off, we'll see again that trapped gas in the core tool. But now what we see, instead of that leveling off, is we see that rise on that system. So now we had the trapped gas, but now you see it's like at a 45-degree angle. It's not curving off as fast. It's our decay rate. Let's just go to our decay rate for just a minute, which is actually, we had it on there. Let me just skim through here. In decay, ambient, decay rate is 290 microns per minute. So you can see it's pretty consistent. It's right in that 275, 280. It is decaying, it is slowing down, but it's not curving off like we see when we have a system that's dry and tight. In fact, let me just back this off here. And so we'll eliminate that leak altogether. And you can see now what's happening is that system is actually starting to curve back off again, and we're building up a vapor pressure, right? So very easily in this decay test, we can determine if we have a leak in the system or we have moisture in the system. So right now, you can see that flat line there, and now we just have a buildup of vapor pressure there. The leak's gone, but the system's still not dry enough, so we want to pull it down again to get it to its ultimate vacuum. So the decay test is absolutely critical. Hitting 500 microns is not enough. We need to isolate it. We need to make sure that it stays below our target level over the prescribed time period. Again, for cold climate heat pumps, we recommend much lower settings. If you go into your settings in the BluVac gauge, you'll see that we have them for comfort cooling new installation, comfort cooling service, cold climate heat pumps, general refrigeration, ultra low temp transport. So if we were to switch to a cold climate heat pump, you'll see that our targets now are 100 and 200 microns. And you can do that very easily with this TruBlue hose, which is a dedicated vacuum hose, which is one of the best hoses in the industry for vacuum, and the decay test with the gauges. Now, one last thing, the Micro is just a straight up Micron gauge. It's not a programmable gauge. So you can do the same testing, but you need to do it by hand, by yourself. So what you'll be looking at is, again, you'd calculate that rise over run and make sure that we're not gonna fail our decay before it goes off. Now, another interesting sidebar is on this, is you'll notice how on this graph, how this came up and then it flattened out. You cannot tell where the vapor pressure is going to build up. So sometimes people will say, hey, BluVac should have failed that, right? But you can see right here that it went straight up and then flattened right out because of vapor pressure buildup. That can happen. We can go right up to 1,000 microns and flatten out and not go above 1,000 microns. You can't tell if you're going to have a fail until you hit the line. So what we recommend is if you are approaching the line, it looks like you're going to fail, then restart your evacuation. And obviously if it's failing because of a leak, longer evacuation is not going to help. But if it's failing because of moisture, then obviously you're going to dehydrate that system a little bit more and it's going to continually dry that out. So just some key things you need to look at on there. Make sure that you're doing that decay test. If you got any questions or comments, leave them in the bottom of the video. But I think this is a really important topic that's way understood and way underutilized in our industry. And it's something if you start doing, you're going to see systems last a lot longer. And obviously, the last thing we want to do is service a cold climate heat pump in the low winter when it's cold. This is Jim Bergman with MeasureQuick on behalf of AccuTools. Thanks a lot for watching.